Hey guys, welcome back. Same room, different arrangement, kind of. This is Andrea, and today we're gonna talk about this sunscreen from MyChelle. It is the Sun Shield Liquid SPF 50 in, I have it in light medium, that's my shade, but that's actually kind of running a little dark. I use it for the summer. So this is the perfect shade for my summer shade, which is kind of 1 to 2 shades darker than my regular, but using it now, it's definitely darker than my neck it is, so it doesn't really match. But I opened this one last year in July. It's got a 12-month expiration date from when you open it, so I still have a little bit. But so I want to finish it up. Now I use this one mainly during the summer months when it's really hot outside, because it is a very matte formula, and it keeps your face matte for longer, so it won't just melt off with the heat. Now it comes in 5 shades. Well, one of them is non-tinted, then they have light, medium dark, and then dark. So if you're lighter than me, or even like me, and you have oily skin and you want to wear this during the regular months, then you might want to go lighter. I don't know, but to me this is kind of too drying to wear in the winter. It is too drying to wear in the winter. So speaking about that, let's talk about ingredients. It has bentonite clay. So there. Now, bentonite clay, it's used to draw out impurities from your pores and clean up, and it's used in a lot of masks. So with that being said, that kind of gives you an idea of what kind of sunscreen this is. It's gonna keep you dry. It's gonna keep you matte, which is lovely for the summer, or if you have oily skin. Now my skin type is combination oily T-zone with kind of dry perimeter of my face, the sides. So this one works amazing during the summer. They used to have a different formula before, and that was like a little too dry. So I think they changed things around, and now it's so much better. It also used to come in a pump, and it made a mess. This one is a like a pipette, and it's really liquidy, if you can tell. I don't want to make a mess. Let's see if you can see. It's like water, like a little thicker than water, like a serum consistency at that. It has a little something there to help you mix. You definitely want to shake this one really well, because it separates a lot. So if you don't shake it, you don't get the protection, you don't get the combination that needs to be in there. So I suggest you shake it really well before using it. As far as the other ingredients, doesn't have a lot of them, which is awesome, because the less ingredients, the less the probability of you having an allergic reaction to things is. So as far as like highlights, it goes agave leaf extract, the bentonite, of course. It's got some glycerin, and also safflower oil, and then it also has what is that? Iron oxides, jojoba esters, and it's water-based as well. There's no oil. Well, it seems like it has. Now I don't know if safflower osmose is an oil or not. It doesn't say oil, but it acts like a non-oil formula. It definitely washes out really fast, really clean. It is not water resistant nor sweat resistant at all. So if you're gonna go to the pool, if you're gonna go to the beach, this is not, if you're gonna get your face wet, I should say, this is not gonna help, because it's just gonna wash off. It comes in a 30 milliliter, right? Before I get to that, it has it is a broad spectrum SPF, and it only has as active ingredient has the zinc oxide. On their website, it says that it's 20% zinc oxide. Now if you go onto Ulta and also onto Pharmaca, if you go on those two sites, it says that it's 16 point something percent zinc oxide. I don't know why or what's the discrepancy on it. I thought maybe the shades are different so that it kind of oscillates, but it's not, because the same shades on Ulta with the same shades on MyChelle website, they're different. So I don't know what, where, how. The bottles look the same. They don't seem like they're changed or anything. On my bottle, it says it's 20%. Feel free. I don't know if you can see that. But it's 20%. So I don't know. Now, as far as price goes, it retails, the full price is $28. Don't buy it at $28. There's so many deals out there. There's so many ways you can buy these without the full price. It'd be silly to buy it at the full price. So I'm not sure if Ulta coupons work on this, but I know for sure that Pharmaca always has a percentage off. Whether it is 20, 25, rarely do they do 30 anymore. But it's almost always on sale as is. So on sale, it retails about 20 bucks, and then adding up the coupon of 25 or 30, that really brings it down. Now, the downside is that you have to pay shipping unless you have, I think it's 45 bucks threshold on Pharmaca. But if you have a lot of other things to buy, then you can combine, wait until you get that, or if you want more than one, then here you have it. It's so light on the skin. It soaks in very, very nicely. It actually gives it like a blurring look to the face. Now, I only have, so I have sunscreen on, then I have bronzer, blush, some highlighter on the high points of my face, and then the eye makeup. But other than that, and the concealer underneath. But there is no powder, there is no foundation, there's nothing on top of it. And I think it looks really nice. Now, I wouldn't powder on top of this one because it's so much drier than my other ones, and because it's really not that hot outside and I don't want to just suck the life out of my face. Come summer, maybe I did not put any powder on, and not even on my eyes, because I use it around my eyes. It is non-irritating around my eyes. I use all of my sunscreens that I have now around my eyes, because I don't want to actually mix consistencies with other sunscreens, because they might peel and it might not play nice with each other. So I use them on, unless I see that something irritates, I'm gonna use it around my eyes, on my eyelids, because ladies, gents, use sunscreen around your eyes, because if you don't use it, that's where your age is going to show first. So that's where mine shows. So you can tell I have quite nice wrinkles and smile lines too. From me smiling, when I smile, I definitely smile with my eyes. So there's definitely more there, but it definitely helps to protect your eyes from that. Use sunglasses, like the bigger the better. I know sometimes it looks like we're like little froggies, but oh well, if I can protect my eyes, then I will do it, even if I look like a frog. But yes, so let's talk more about the sunscreen before we go around and around. So this sunscreen spreads really nice. It really soaks in the skin nicely. It dries very fast, so you don't need to sit there and wait for it to dry. By the time you're done applying it everywhere, it's already starting to dry out. You don't want to keep it on without moving it, because it will dry and then you'll have a hard time spreading it, because it's such a liquidy and such a drier consistency. You definitely want to apply it on your face. Don't touch the spoolie to your face, the little dropper to your, not the spoolie, the dropper to your face, of course, hygiene, right? But definitely kind of do it like this, to where if you're gonna put it on your hands, on your fingers, you know, like usually you do it like this, zip, zip, but it'll just drip, it will go crazy. Oh, let me show you a little swatch of it. Now that we're talking about, so here we go. Ready? Up, there we go. So should I put more so you can see actually? There. All right, so you can tell it's really, really liquidy. I'm going to go like this. You can tell the color of it as well. Let me see here. There we go. You can see it's a little darker, right? especially to my face, to my hand. It does not seem to oxidize, though it kind of looks like it could oxidize on my hand, or just because it's the way it's drying. But for me to spread it down on my neck, it was really easy, so that I can actually, I think I actually put a little too much. So I'm gonna let it dry a bit. Just tap, 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 tap. Oh, we're gonna have a lot of fun comparing this hand. All right, it's starting to dry now. And you're gonna be able to see actually how it does. Okay, so we're gonna let it be, but these are my hands. You can tell from the wrist up, and then also compared to the other hand, the color of it, right? Now, like I said, it doesn't seem to oxidize. Once you put it on, it stays kind of the same, but it is darker for my face right now. It tends to be a little warmer than what my face is. More towards, I'm not gonna say orange, but definitely towards that side than it is towards like yellow or such. It really holds nice, it really dries nice, it's very smooth, it's very, it almost acts like it's got dimethicone in there, and I did not see dimethicone in there. Dimethicone is a silicone that actually helps it spread, but this one doesn't have it in there. I didn't see it in there, so unless it has some derivatives that I have not really recognized. I didn't see any highlights as far as something that would irritate, but you know your skin better and you know what actually makes you irritated. It has not irritated my skin. I've used this, it's not the first year that I'm using it. I used it last year, the year before, and also like when they first came out with it, which I don't remember when it was, when it was in the pump. But yeah, it's really nice for the summer, guys. So if you're looking for something that's really matte, that stays on, that does not budge, that does not move, that plays good with makeup, because makeup actually goes good on it. I tend not to do it because I don't feel the need, you know. Once it has a little color in it, I don't feel the need. All I want is just a little bit of an evening on the face, and just less layers, less cakiness is what I prefer. But if you like makeup on top of it, it definitely goes good with makeup on top of it. Now, the non-tinted one, I heard that it's a different consistency and it's goopy, and it's not like this tinted ones, and I don't know what the difference is. I've never had it, so I can't really speak for it, but that's what I heard. So buyers beware. Anyways, guys, I hope this helped you in some way. I have a demo coming up, so stay for that, and then I'm gonna come up 3 hours after and kind of show you what it does, what it looks like after the 3-hour markup. So up until then, I'll see ya. Take care. Bye. Let's just go ahead and put this sunscreen on. You definitely want to make sure you shake it really, really, really well. I can actually hear it. It's got a little something in there that helps it mix, because it's such a liquidy, because it's such a liquidy consistency. It definitely needs something. It reminds me of the nail polishes. So I'm gonna directly put it on my skin, because I don't want to lose it between my fingers or get anything stained up. Okay. Can you tell? I'm just gonna use one hand for that and kind of keep my hair away. It actually goes in really fast and really smooth, and it dries quickly, so you definitely want to work with it fast. So you can't just put it on and then walk around doing something. Because it is tinted, I'm not gonna go on my neck. I'm just gonna go underneath my chin and jawline, just to kind of bring down the color. You can tell it's a little darker right now, and that's because I mostly use this during the summer, where of course I get some type of color. Even though you're using sunscreens, doesn't mean that you don't get any color. That has nothing to do with the sunscreen, really. Okay, and now around my eyes. And around my eyes, I haven't noticed, I'm gonna use both though. I have not noticed any irritation whatsoever, and that's good. It's good because I definitely don't want to have to use a different sunscreen around my eyes. I'm gonna put a little more because I'm definitely showing a lot of wrinkles around my eyes, and I'm always very careful to protect that area really well with sunscreen, and also of course sunglasses and such. But regardless, I still get it. Okay, now just doing this now, and it took me what, 2 minutes maybe. It's almost already dried. I don't know if you can tell. I'm gonna close this up. I don't know if you can tell, but it's definitely there we go, dried up. It does not need a lot of time to set. You know, like with some sunscreen, you need to wait for quite a while until you actually go ahead and put makeup on, if you put makeup on. But being that this is actually a tinted sunscreen, I usually do not put any sunscreen, I'm sorry, any foundation or anything on it. There is a big difference between my neck, like my regular color, and my face, which I might just go like this just so I don't look like Oompa Loompa. Just kind of drag it down a bit. There. Try to put those wrinkles up and not down. There we go. And it does not peel. It does not do anything whatsoever. This is great for oily skin. This is great for people with combination skin, which I have combination. It can get a little drying because of the bentonite clay that's in there, so it can be a little too much if worn in drier months. But like I said, I reserve this for summer because it's so good on holding on and not really starting to melt as soon as I go outside. Even though it does not need time to kind of set, I will still give it 5 to 10 minutes like I always do, just to come back and I'll show you how it actually looks afterwards. It's been 10 minutes since I put the sunscreen on. So here we go. I know it looks kind of shiny, but I think it's just the sun, because looking in the mirror, I mean, there is a luminosity, but there is no, it's matte. So matte and dry to the touch. Doesn't feel dry on the skin, but it definitely is dry on the skin to the touch. So there's no stickiness, of course, because it's matte. My eyebrows. So nothing in there. It actually looks like it softened up my features. So it's like a kind of like a blurring effect, even though I don't think it is advertised as such. But it definitely gives it a nice look. It gives it a blurred look. It gives it a diffused look. It, of course, because it's got the color, it actually somewhat minimized the look of my little pimples that I have here. This one, it was the reddest, and you can still see it, but not as much. And then my PPI, post pimple, whatever that is called, the whatever's left after your pimples. You can still see it, not as much as it was before though, so that's a huge plus, because I don't like to wear foundation on top of it because it is tinted. I don't want to have to add anything else. Now, if you prefer to put a little bit of a concealer, or like a powder concealer, actually probably would work the best. But as for me, I probably would just leave it as is, unless I had like a hunker, then maybe I would want to conceal that better. But as far as everything else, it looks really nice. It does not feel uncomfortable. What I like about this is that it dries so nicely, and it's lasting because it dries good to a matte, actually comfortable matte, to where you don't have to worry about it, you know, sliding down your face in the hot summer days. So I'm gonna go ahead and just, you know, do my whatever I would do, like some eyes, blush, maybe some bronzer to kind of give some dimension. I will come back later and show you how the actual sunscreen looks like, probably 3 hours in. That would be when I actually would start to reapply my sunscreen. So whether it is another layer of it or just go with the powder sunscreen on top. So I know they recommend every 2 hours, but I don't do it every 2 hours. It's just really overkill, in my opinion. Now, I could be wrong, but to each his own. So I do me and you do you. But that's what I do. Like after 3 hours, I go ahead and reapply. Unless I'm not going out. If I'm not going out, I'll just let it be. It's been over 3 hours since I put this sunscreen on and the makeup. So let's actually see how it did in these 3 hours. I think it did actually really good. So you can tell there's a luminosity to it, just like before. I think actually it's the phone that I'm filming on. So I think it's showing a little too good, honest to tell you. I think that the camera has actually minimized some stuff and this one just shows it as it is, or worse actually. But it looks more shiny as I'm looking in there than it actually is when I'm looking in the mirror on my own, or when I'm like out of this room, which is really nice and shiny and sunny. So it has some luminosity to it, but it's definitely not oily at all. So it is, it looks pretty much the same like when I put it on. There is no settling, and I'm not sure if I said it before, but there was no peeling when I put it on. There's no peeling now. There's nothing, you know. So like sometimes when you put something on, like a foundation or something, or even a sunscreen, and then you walk around and you do whatever, and then you kind of see like bunching, like kind of like where the product has collected together. It has nothing of the sorts. There is nothing that it has been disturbed. The bronzer and the blush is still there. Yeah, so is the luminizer, the highlighter that I put on. The eyes, let's see, hasn't really settled in, which is quite surprising. I mean, I don't even know if that is anything or not. It almost looks like it's just a tiny bit darker in there, so it could be just a little bit of settlement of the eyeshadow, which it definitely is, mainly caused by what you put underneath. So the sunscreen in this case, and skincare of course as well. But it really did good. It did amazing. I really like how this just holds so long and is so good. There's no itchiness, there's no tightness. It did not get any drier throughout the time. It's really kind of warm outside for this time of year, and it's really sunny, and I was outside doing some stuff in the garden and kind of moving some things up and down in the basement. So I kind of wanted to see if I would, you know, kind of sweat a little bit and see how it does. It did amazing. It really, really did good. So you forget how good they do until you actually put them on again, and then you try them on. It's like, oh yeah, that's why I use it when I use it. So it doesn't feel dry now, even though it's not the middle of the summer, but it doesn't look oily either. I know it kind of looks light, or like, I don't know, some type of luminosity, and I don't know where to get it from. All I see is good skin. Like, it looks nice. And in here, the colors look different, but when I get outside, it doesn't really look that much of a difference, and I don't know why that is. If you have any idea why, tell me. I want to fix it. But I really like the way it wore. And you know what? I put concealer underneath, and I did not set it with any kind of setting powder. And it really did good. And I also wore glasses outside. I didn't wipe anything. And usually, as I wear glasses, you can see the sides. Right now, there is very minimum. I don't know if you can tell right there. It's so little though. It's usually, it really leaves like marks on it. And it did not. I can barely tell it's there. You can see like just a tiny bit here and a tiny bit here. But I'm really, really, really happy with how it wore. Really happy with how it did in this a little over 3 hours. So you guys, if you're interested in something that really lasts throughout the day and you can count on it to not like run off your face or melt off your face, I really recommend this one. It's really, really good for that. It is not waterproof, no. But if you're not gonna dunk your head or get splashed or whatever, it's really good for the summer. So with that being said, I'm signing off now because it's a sunscreen and there's really no need to go any further down with any check-ins. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you got something out of it. And if you do use it and you have the light color, let me know how you like it, because I kind of am thinking that maybe I should get that one. It probably will look better with my skin tone, since this one is a little darker. And since it wasn't really as drying as I thought it was gonna be, actually it wasn't drying at all, I might be able to wear it this time of year, which is spring, you know. This is how it actually looks outside after the 3 hours, really. And it's a little in the shade. Sorry about the mess in the backyard. Compared to the neck, there we go. Really bright. I need my glasses. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Should go in the shade. There we go. Oh, so much better. Oh my gosh, what a better look. Okay, so here we go. This is how it looks actually outside after the 3 hour mark. This is in the shade. I think it looks amazing. The color difference is really not that much as it showed on the inside of the house. See about the swings. There we go. Anyways, guys, just a little clip. Thought I'll get it in so you can actually see how it looks outside with my grays. And I love it. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.